Hi everyone, welcome back. I am feeling just a little under the weather today, and all I want is soup. And over the weekend, I was actually going to take this and make a roast chicken for dinner and do all the sides and things. And everybody kind of changed their mind. We actually ended up just doing a really easy pizza night. But I had already defrosted the chicken, and when I woke up today, I was just like, it's cold, I don't feel that great. I want soup. So I decided that I'm going to take this lovely roasting chicken and I'm going to season it up. I am going to roast it first, and then I thought I'd bring you along and we can have a cozy cooking day with some chicken and dumplings. So I'm going to get this seasoned up with just some pretty simple things. My red mineral salt, and then I'm going to use just my favorite standbys, which is garlic and onion. And if you notice, my chicken's upside down. I always do the back first, and then I can flip it, and that way it'll roast breast side up. I'm going to get my hands in here, give her a flip, and now I get to wash my hands again because they've been chicken-fied. This is the part that I always I'm an avid hand washer, always, but invariably I have to wash my hands, and then I have to go into the salt, and then everything sticks. Watch, it's gorilla fingers, I think. But it's all good. It doesn't go to waste, so that's fine. And the same thing with this side. I'm just going to give it a good dusting of onion powder and garlic powder. And then that's it. I have put my oven at 375. I'm going to roast it for probably about 30 to 40 minutes. It's about a 6-pound chicken, roughly. It's not super big. It's a good medium-sized bird. And so it'll probably be, I'm probably thinking 40 minutes. Yeah, so 375, 40 minutes. And then we will take this baby out, and when we reconvene, we're going to start sectioning out this bird and getting it ready to make soup. Okay, we have made it back, and I am feeling worse and worse as this goes on. But I'm determined I'm going to have my soup tonight, because there's something about chicken soup or chicken and dumplings. It's just very comforting. This is mostly cooked. You can see a little bit of blood still coming out there. I'm going to score it. I'm going to try and cut it, but we'll see how that goes. It's still kind of hot, but it's rested. I rested it for about 15 minutes, and then I'm just going to add it to my pot over here. Ooh, the juices are flying. Okay, here. I have a fork right here. Okay, yeah. I can hear you all at home going, the fork, pick up the fork. I'm suddenly very glad I have a tea towel underneath. I cannot cut this poor bird. All right, hold that back. Okay, first, let's grab that. I am going to flip its little butt around. Yeah, see, it's still got a little bit of pink, but we're going to put that in the pot here as soon as I can somewhat disassemble it. Okay, I think we made some progress, maybe. Y'all can, in the comments, steer me towards some good carving videos. It's funny, I don't know about the rest of you, if you've ever experienced this. Generally, I'm very good at carving. I do all the hams and turkeys and normally the chickens. You know, I do all of those things. But then every once in a while, and I guess maybe it's because I'm just not feeling that good tonight, that it's just this impossible task. It's like no matter where I put the knife, it's the wrong spot. Okay. Yeah, it feels like I cannot hit the right spot no matter what I do. It's crazy. Now for this next part, a little unconventional. I'm actually going to burn myself is what I'm about to do. I am just going to score it down the back a little bit. Not looking for beauty points here, because all I'm going to do is this. Okay. Now it's broken apart. And the reason why I did it that way is that so as the chicken finally finishes cooking, I can go ahead and pull it out in relatively large pieces. And I can get especially the breast meat off because I don't want to overcook that. But it breaks it up enough that it will cook a little faster. But it will also get to the bones where, let's face it, that's where all the healing properties come from. When you're making a stock or a bone broth, you want those bones in there. But it'll be easier to fish this back out when it's fully cooked. And then I can strip all the meat off, set it aside, put the bones back in. And then I'm going to simmer that for probably an hour, clean up my mess here. And let me rinse off my fingers here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven on to not quite high, probably medium high. I've got a quart of my own canned chicken stock that I'm going to add to it. And then I'm going to add relatively equal parts of just nice filtered water. Okay, probably twice that amount because I really want to cover the chicken. And it's going to simmer down, so we're going to lose some of that. And let me give it just a little scooch around the pot. Take up all the real estate at once. And I'm going to go ahead and add more garlic. I ought to break out my fresh garlic. Actually, I think I will. Fresh garlic is very healing. I could use a lot of that right now. Ugh. It's one of those kind of sinus deals. My throat's a little scritchy, my nose is a little burny and dry, and yet I start sneezing and then my nose runs. I think we're all kind of going through that right now. Oh, and I need some more salt. Salt is good. So, probably about a tablespoon. Primarily, and I would say, yeah, probably a tablespoon to start. I may have to add a little bit more because my chicken stock does not have salt in it. If it does, I mean, you're talking for an entire batch of, chicken or turkey stock, I probably put in, a couple tablespoons. But virtually by the time it's said and done, and I'm actually using this jar, it's like there's no salt in it. So, okay, so I've got temperature set, all the goodness in the pot. I'm going to clean up this mess, and I'll see you back in about an hour. Okay. We are back. I have finished cooking the rest of the meat, and I'm going to pull the meat off so I can get these bones thrown back in. The wings, I'm not going to worry too terribly much about trying to strip meat off wings. They're pretty tiny. Yes, this is very hot. Ooh. Even with gloves. It's some hot chicken. Very hot chicken. Jeepers. So try and separate. I already took out all of the breast meat on a separate plate, and this is just what's closest to the bone. That going back in. Crank that heat up a little bit while the lid's off. Goodness. I should let this cool a bit more, but I'm really wanting to just relax. Ouch. I keep turning at my hands as if that's going to make it cool faster. Right now, I'm just trying to be sure that I put the meat in one bowl and the bones back in the pot and not vice versa. Here's the, oh, I found the wishbone. It's the wishbone. Cool. Yeah, we'll need all the luck we can get. All right, let's put that back in there. Okay. Okay, this is pretty much just the backbone. It's good to go. Now this, I wonder if I can use my tongs here. There we go. That kind of helps. That helps a lot, actually. I can get in there and get the meat off without burning myself so badly. Mostly. All right, that's a nice big bone that can go in. I'm going to keep going with this, and then I'm just going to simmer the bones, get all that goodness out of there for maybe half hour. Probably not too much longer. And I'm probably not going to add any veggies this time. I'm kind of I'm just wanting soup. I really don't want vegetables or anything tonight. Just the chicken and the dumplings. So I think that'll be about it. So we're gonna get these back in. Oops, wrong one. And like I said, we'll let this go for another 30 minutes or so. And then I can pull the bones out, we'll make some dumplings, and we will call it. I'm looking forward to sitting in front of the fireplace. It's very cold tonight. This is a good time to do something like this, I think. Sick or not. It's quiet. And it's just a nice, peaceful evening, and I can nurse my creeping crud or whatever it is I managed to catch. Thankfully, I haven't been sick in a very long time, so. Okay. All right, we're gonna simmer those lovely bones, and I will be back with you shortly, and we will have some dumplings made. Okay, it looks like we're in the home stretch here. We've had our bones simmering for quite a while. We'll find a place to put this guy. Okay. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to strain this out. There's still some meat on here that I can get. Oh, that was a nice hit. Okay. So I probably, well, I might add that back in. I don't know. There's a little bit of meat still on there that we can throw in. But for right now, just get all these out. The broth looks pretty darn good. Make sure we've got all the stuff out there. Get the guy that decided to escape and fall on my counter. You see, I'll bring you over and you can see the broth. It's turned out really lovely. I think you can see it. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. And now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a really quick biscuit mix. I'm using a ready-made biscuit mix just because I'm pretty tired right now. I'm still feeling kind of cruddy here. I'm probably, this is two cups of biscuit mix. I'm going to add in not quite a cup, probably about 3/4 of a cup, and I'm just going to bring that together real quick here. One nice thing, even if you make it from scratch, like a baking mix like this, it makes it really nice because you can just store it in a jar in your pantry. It's already done. You just add your liquid to it. And here's something I thought of too. If you don't have, like I've got broth here to cook in, but say I didn't have any milk to add, steal the broth. Use the broth instead. It just adds more flavor, and you can get the liquid ratio in that you need. And no harm, no foul. It'll cook up the same. Okay, so I would say that looks pretty good. And this is pretty simple. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to dollop into the broth. Probably a little looser than it normally should be. I'm going to go ahead and turn that heat up, though. And just plop it in. Try not to burn yourself like I tend to do. If you hear that, that's my dog panting in the background. She gets a little anxious when there's poultry cooking. She doesn't want me to forget that she likes chicken too. Don't you? You like chicken too? Yeah. What she's quickly forgetting, though, is that I gave her some white meat chicken for her dinner. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I might want to maybe make up a second batch, because these are really loose dumplings, and I think I need to make up just a little bit extra, which I think I will do. And then once that's done, I'm going to cook these uncovered for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to cover them and cook them for another 10, and then we have dumplings. Alrighty, we got a second batch of the biscuit mix in, so our dumplings are currently cooking. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. We're going to go uncovered, and then I'm going to cook them for another 10 minutes covered, and we should be ready to go. Well, we are finally done. It is time for some very nourishing and warm, comforting soup. I added the chicken back. The dumplings are thoroughly cooked. I'm going to dish it up and sit by the fireplace. Thank you, everyone, for joining me along with my sick day. I really appreciate your company. Thank you so much. And if you like this content and if you enjoyed visiting, please think about liking and subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.